Good morning and welcome back to the Empowerment channel. This is your energy reading for the week of December 1st through December 7th, 2019. I'm Chloe Lauer, your host and guide, and I've been going through some challenging times lately personally, and I found that drawing really helps me to reconnect with myself and something fun and colorful and a bit playful, and helps me process the emotions that are arising. So life can be a lot and art helps. So let's tune into the energies for the divine collective for this week. We'll look at both the divine masculine and divine feminine and the union energies. So if you identify as part of a soul family, this could apply to you. If you're on a spiritual path seeking to integrate the parts of yourself, this would apply to you. If you consider yourself twin flame or you have a soulmate relationship, this could also be for you. Or if you're just curious about things that you've never been curious about before, this drawing is called Explosion. And it feels like fireworks with these beautiful voids in the center of potent possibility. So it seems like there's a lot of energy moving this week. One more. Divine Spirit, Holy Father and Mother, angels, beings, and guides, saints, and our ancestors, share with us the primary energies of this week. The Moon card. So that's all about accessing the unconscious and subconscious. So there's maybe these explosions are happening sort of like at a very deep internal level. So now let's look at what we're letting go of in the collective or in the union. The King of Swords. So it's a lot of mental energy and determination. And then what are we moving into? The Temperance card in reverse. So we're finding balance. And what are we anticipating? The Nine of Cups in reverse. So emotional fulfillment. And for the Divine Feminine, what are we letting go of? I actually don't know what this card is, but it's a major arcana. I'll have to look it up. It's a beautiful angel who's balancing things in the cups and walking through water. What are we moving into? Oh, no. Or moving through. It's like a dark. And what are we anticipating? The Seven of Wands. We'll look more into these interpretations in a minute. And for the Divine Masculine, what are we letting go of? The One of Wands. That's a lot of termination. What are we moving through this week for the Divine Masculine? Oh, the Death card in reverse. Okay, so there's been a dying to self, maybe an ego death, the loss of an identity. Whoa. Oh, and anticipating the Tower. Okay, so the Divine Masculine is going through some major transformations here. All right, let me just find out what this card is. Oh, Temperance. I thought this was the Temperance card. Justice. Okay, but they're very similar in some ways. This is, so collectively, justice is about law, balance, equity, the consequences of one's actions, to be subjected to judgment, reward, impartiality, natural order, submission to a higher logic. Yeah, so she's holding the balance of the scales. She has complementary colors of red and green. And she has a scepter of knowledge with her feet firmly planted on the ground. She's sitting upright. The balance of the powers of the columns. So that was for the collective energy. It's what we're moving through this week. In reverse, so we may be resisting it. This may have already passed for some of us. There may be an obstacle to overcome before we find this balance in our lives. And we're anticipating emotional fulfillment. This guy's just like really happy camper, a little bit checked out. That's also in reverse. So there may be something we need to open up in our hearts, a wound that we haven't yet healed, a sense of loss that's preventing us from experiencing all of the emotional abundance around us, especially moving into the holiday season. So what is it that you need to let go of, or heal, or forgive in order to find that emotional fulfillment? And then, so for the Divine Feminine, she's letting go of Temperance, which is a time of waiting, listening, rest, peace, harmony. So it's very similar to this Justice card in some ways, but a little bit more internal. Moderation, calm, care, patience, serenity, adaptation, virtue. So the Divine Feminine has been experiencing this like inner journey of deep curiosity about what is the meaning of life and the world, and where does she fit into it. It's been fairly reflective, and she's been tapping into her spiritual gifts. Kind of looks like she has the moon on her third eye. So there's a sense that she's integrating her subconscious, and she's pouring this water almost like back and forth between the cups, kind of like, oh, she has one foot on the ground, one foot in the water. So she's connected to the earth, but also to like either the underworld or the world above, spirituality. And she's been patiently, kind of awaiting the next step, this road ahead toward the mountain and the sun. So that's what she's letting go of, is this more internal time. That's what I'm getting. She's moving through the tail end of this feeling of challenge and struggle and suffering and pain. These two individuals are not aware of the warm, welcoming church behind them, with 5 pentacles available to provide them all they need, and instead they're just moving through this wintry storm alone, thinking they have to endure. But that's passing away. Thank goodness. That card came up last week. And the Seven of Wands. This person seems determined, challenged. He has these 6 wands in front of him. He's picking up the 7th. Let's take a look. So looking at the Biddy Tarot, the insight on this card is that the 6 of Wands is a card of success. And so then the next step is the 7 of Wands. People are starting to notice your success and that you're in an enviable position. So you may be challenged by others who want to take your place. You've done a lot of work to get where you are, but now you feel like you have to defend your position. And, you know, it's flattering that people want to strive for your success, but it also makes for a tense and competitive environment where you feel like you have to keep proving yourself as you're being seen more and more as a leader in your field and having a bigger audience. So you have more pressure. So the message is to establish clear boundaries and protect them so others don't mess with you. Hold your ground, take a stand, and defend your position at all costs. This will require courage and persistence, but you have the strength to do it. Wow, so there's a lot of messages of balance here. For the Divine Masculine, 2 of the most powerful cards came up, the Death card and the Tower card. So symbolizing major changes, evolutions, and transformations. The Tower card is really a crumbling of everything that you thought that your life was meant to be about. And if you're listening to this for the different energies within yourself, it's like, wow, look, the Divine Feminine is actually taking up the strength and courage and determination and playing a more masculine role in this case, defending her position, whereas the Divine Masculine is like, wow, I didn't know what my life was to be about, and it's not what I thought it was. So thank goodness the Divine Feminine within you is stepping up to take care of you as this other part of your identity is going through a major death and rebirth. So don't worry, you've got yourself covered, and emotional fulfillment is on the way. And all of this may be happening a bit behind the scenes, like more in your subconscious or in your dream state. So if you're not aware of it consciously, that's also totally fine. All right, well, that is our reading. Let's conclude with something a bit more playful to lighten up the energy here. Courage seems appropriate. No one is fearless, no one. But even though I am not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts, then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. Yeah, so you're the little mouse with your superwoman, Superman cape on. And when you notice this fear, it's just really an illusion because this fear is a shadow. You know, it's not actually substantive. So stay courageous. If you'd like your own private reading similar to this one, do let me know. The information is below, and I'm happy to provide that for you, along with a channeled drawing. the explosions are just like all of these things bursting and shifting, like the death card, the tower card, um, even the explosion of emotional fulfillment. I mean, that can be really surprising after going through periods like this where you feel like you're forlorn and left out in the cold. So stay courageous. Until next time, and abundant love always. Bye.